Let's do it. It's inflation day, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Danger, of course, if inflation numbers are not in our favor. Opportunity if they are. We're going to be talking about what's going on with the inflation, the latest news on quantitative easing that spooked the crap out of the market, but I don't think it's actually such a big deal, to be honest. Got some charts to look at, got some news to cover, lots of things. We got to get straight into it. Your questions, second half of the stream. Let's get it. Good morning, everybody. So, boldly and nice. It's hard, man. That hits hard. Just come back to my entry. I don't even want to profit on my coins anymore. January CPI expectations. Numbers will be coming in pretty gosh darn soon, okay? The general expectation is we're going to get no change to the CPI, okay? Now, what's interesting, there's always somebody taking the over. Goldman Sachs saying it's going to go up to 3%. Always somebody taking the under. Bank of America saying it's going to go down to 2.8%. Basically, everybody else saying, you know, it's going to basically stay the same at 2.9%. Okay? Let's see what happens. Obviously, I don't know the numbers, but if we get a number coming in at 3%, the markets are not going to like that. Okay? I'd say at least short-term bearish price action in that scenario. 2.9%, markets will probably breathe a sigh of relief and say, okay, fine, we expected that, it's all good. If it comes in cooler than expected, which, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but if it does, markets are really unlike that because that puts more fuel in the fire for rate cuts. Okay? 3% bad means no rate cuts anytime soon. 2.9% okay. We're not necessarily going down, but we're not going up either. It's fine. 2.8% rate cuts back on the table, baby. Market's going to like it, okay? Cheaper money. Okay. Inflation expectations are far better leading indicator than CPI prints. This is from Jonah here. Look at this. So inflation no longer a cause for concern. So earnings calls mentioning inflation fall to the lowest level since 2020. That's very interesting. Now, is it a perfect indicator? No. But the fact is, most major companies are not expecting inflation to be a concern in 2025. Will they be right? Will tariffs screw everything up? Maybe. We'll see. So far, so good. Let's just put it that way. Andreas Steno Larson here, sharing a nice chart from, I think, Trueflation. But anyway, interesting chart here. So the U.S. 10-year is the blue, Trueflation inflation numbers, the black line. So according to Trueflation, inflation is dropping hard right now, which is super interesting. So again, the expectation is 2.9% CPI print today. But according to Trueflation, that number is probably much lower right now. Now you'll see they had it about 2.7, 2.8% until just a few days ago, and then a big dip off. Bond yields tend to follow very closely with inflation. Inflation goes down, bond yields are probably going to go down too. Bond yields being down is good, okay? Means things are less likely to break, all right? Yes, okay, so that's good. That's good. A lot of expectations of inflation coming down. Whether or not this month is 2.9, next month could be 2.8, and we could be moving back in the right direction, okay? We just don't want to see a spike in inflation from here. It's probably going to be bad. Markets aren't going to like it. Now, Jerome Powell, Papa Powell, the man of the money, he came out and said we're going to use quantitative easing only when rates are back at zero. Of course, you've probably noticed we're far from zero on rates right now, meaning that basically the only time when quantitative easing will be used will be during the next financial crisis, when rates are cut dramatically and quickly back down to zero, and then they start QE. Now, what's interesting, and I think the market didn't like that, but it's not actually such a big deal. Now, there's still, of course, the Treasury General Account, which is probably going to need to be used in some form to, we discussed this the other day, but used in some form to bail out the overnight repo markets. There's $830 billion sitting there. So it's kind of QE that's not QE. It's more liquidity in the system, essentially. Global M2 supply still predicted to go up potentially all the way into Q1 of 2026. So money's going to come in the system. Liquidity will be injected. Okay. So we've got that working in our favor. Okay. But keep this in mind. We've had quantitative tightening in place for quite a while. Okay. With the Fed contracting their balance sheet. So Bitcoin hit $109,000 in that scenario. Okay. We don't need QE. That'd be a bonus, but obviously we don't need a financial crisis between now and then. So maybe we can just grind up and have non-crisis scenario come into play, right? Like we had in 2017. Fajao says, in response to this, a decent economy and some credit expansion is perfectly sufficient for a moderately risk-on environment. Everyone's just anchored in stuff like ZERP and QE due to recent market situations over the last few years. Fujao says, the fact is the U.S. economy went through a monumental shift from a decade of stagnation where deflation was a concern. So policies such as QE were enacted to attempt to float things through that stagnation. We're now returning to an economic boom with a true fundamental source led by productivity. Everyone's got jobs. Unemployment numbers, again, near record lows in America. And I know Trump and Elon are firing a whole bunch of federal workers, but hey, guess what? There's jobs in the public sector. Go find a job. Okay, there's lots of jobs out there. Fajao continues, we're entering a much healthier world where the economy isn't in stagnation, being propped up by QE and forward guidance. We have real structural productivity-led growth occurring right now, as in the United States currently. We have real, so this is a good thing. This comes with higher interest rates, but that is because we have structural growth. Again, you can have higher interest rates as we have now and still have economic boom times, okay? We can still see bull markets in bid and risk assets without those monetary plumbing tricks that floated us through for so many years. We're entering an economic golden age, in his opinion, and are less dependent on monetary dominance to keep things going. Let's see if he's right in the end. Philip Swift shared this. Bitcoin still moving in sync with high yield credit markets. Global risk appetite is up. Bitcoin is up. Very, very interesting. It's all about credit cycles, baby. Goldman Sachs CEO says the Trump administration will drive a growth-oriented agenda. Alex Cruz saying translation higher. If the economy, here's the good thing. Here's what you need to understand. If the economy is pumping, okay, everyone's got jobs, all right? It's not up and outsourced to China. Got jobs, so many jobs, the best jobs. I know lots of people with jobs, okay? They got the best jobs. They like to say, I do the best job, but they got the great jobs. Anyway, lots of people are going to have jobs. You know what happens when people have jobs? They have money. Okay. You know what happens when people have money? They can buy dog coins. Okay. That's what happens. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. Okay. We may actually have 2025 be a 2017 repeat where the market just grind higher on economic strength. Imagine that for once, huh? Hey, real quick, if you're a cryptocurrency trader, super hot deal right now over on BitUnix. You got to check this out. So for a very limited time, they're running a crazy promotion. So if you're looking for a place where you can trade no KYC, no VPN, no BS, trade with privacy, enjoy. BitUnix might be the place you're looking for. There's a link down below, okay? You can go check that out. And when you use that link, you get $10 for free, straight out the gate. Then you'll get a 20% deposit rebate. Deposit $1,000, you get $200 back. You deposit $2,000, you get $400 back. That's a crazy deal. Plus, you start putting in some good trading volume, you can get another $1,000 bonus. They get all the top coins, deep liquidity. I'm doing a lot of my trading over here nowadays. Link down below to exclusively get those offers. Go check it out if you want a no KYC, privacy focused exchange trading experience. Go check it out. Okay. Got a lot to get through. Let's get into it. So the price of Bitcoin right now rejected yesterday at the 50-day EMA. Remember, we were talking about that yesterday on the stream. Watch out for the 50-day EMA. If it's going to have resistance anywhere, it's going to be right here as it's coming up to the 50-day EMA and the downtrend line. We got rejected there, obviously, over the Powell QE news. People also maybe de-risking a bit into the inflation news. So let's see how that plays out. But still, same idea comes into play. When Bitcoin gets up over $98,000, it's probably a pretty big deal. Okay, that breaks the downtrend line. That breaks us out beyond the key moving averages here. Okay, also check this out. So this is the hash ribbons right here. Just put in a buy signal, actually on the 6th of February, which is interesting. Put in a buy signal here. Okay, now that could trend back down and put in a sell signal again real quick. So, it's a bit choppy recently price action wise, but we can see previously 12th of October, last time we got one of these buy signals come in, and Bitcoin was $61,000 and then proceeded over the next few weeks to rage basically straight up to 100K. Not saying that's going to happen this time, but when we get these hash ribbon buy signals, it's worth paying attention to. Kevin Svensson here with a nice weekly RSI chart. Now, we have not broken out yet from the downtrend of the weekly RSI, but when we do have weekly RSI downtrend breakouts, it's something to pay attention to. Currently moving in that direction. Obviously, we have the MACD bear cross on the weekly to contend with. Hopefully, we get that reversed relatively soon, but this could give us a bit of hopium here as well. CryptoCon with a great chart here. In order for Bitcoin to reach the next rung on this hyper accurate extension in March, previously February, it has just got to do exactly what it did last year, which sounds insane. How could Bitcoin possibly do that? How could it surge to $160,000 next month? How can it go up 50% in a month? That's literally what Bitcoin does basically every single time. When Bitcoin moves, it doesn't move up like, oh, we move like 1% this month. No, Bitcoin's like 50% in like 6 weeks, and that doesn't do anything for a few months. Because that's how it works, man. That's how it works. Hey, SEC has officially acknowledged the following spot ETF filings for Solana, Canary, VanEck, Bitwise, 21 shares. We got a new filing yesterday as well. The ETFs are coming, guys, and I know we talked about this on yesterday's stream, okay? And as long as we don't get some gargantuan inflation print today, then we have some pretty good tailwinds to take us into the rest of February and into March, hopefully into April as well, where we're going to start getting these spot altcoin ETF listings. So while there is danger, of course, around that CPI print, if it's not terrible, then we start to see a bit of enthusiasm, I think, coming in for Solana ETFs, Litecoin ETFs, XRP ETFs, that's even Dogecoin ETFs. Cardano got an ETF filing yesterday. We're going to see probably tens of billions of dollars flood into spot bids on altcoins via ETFs this year. It'll be big. It'll be big, guys. Watch out. Solana, though, got stopped out on my trade. Rejected here, right back down on the trend line once again. I think it's interesting from 190, assuming we hold the 200-day EMA there, would be a nice area to look for a bounce higher. Currently, though, got rejected on the downtrend line. So let's see how we play out over the next few days. Fartcoin, the hot air, not rising so much today. Nope, that's okay. I think once Solana starts moving, and I feel like Fartcoin's a pretty good barometer for risk attitudes in the market. Okay, and it still has hugely dominant mind share and all that kind of stuff, huge volumes, all this sort of stuff. Downtrend, currently in a bit of a retest. As long as we stay above sort of 50 cents. If we drop under 50 cents, then look for 40 cents to come real quick as a retest of that key support. Break under 40 cents, and it's probably going to be a real shit show. Gumshoe says, imagine if this is the bottom of meme coins. So we have Jason here, the all-in podcast guy. Yeah, one of those guys. Calling, just ban these stupid effing meme coins, he says to the SEC. Oh no, meme coins will not be banned. Meme coins will not be banned. No, sir. Thank you for the bottom signal, hopefully. Anyway, one thing is not looking too great is PopCat, man. Freaking PopCat. Now, in a weird way, PopCat's actually been a healthier chart than, let's say, Dog with Hat, which has been just slaughtered, man. Like I said, Hat's still on, but they just shot the dog, man. Sad stuff. PopCat again. What we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth time rejected at the 20-day EMA. When this thing finally crosses back above the 20-day EMA, could finally see a real move. Okay? Finally see a real move, which would be exciting. Good chart here as well from Gumshoe. Did I find the most bullish hopium piece ever in history? This is the others, which is all the coins excluding the top 10 versus Bitcoin. So it took 36 months from 2018 to 2021 to finally bottom and then turbo pumped until late 2021, basically a year straight turbo pump for the altcoin market. Others, BTC, took 36 months so far from 2022 to 2025. to hit a bottom. That would be interesting. Oh, that's some good hopium, man. I like it. I'm all about it. Coin Trader Nick, we're gonna get to your questions here real quick, guys. Coin Trader Nick, create a very rudimentary script to visualize this more clearly, but it appears that when the delta between the year-on-year growth rate in global M2 versus global GDP is above 1.1%, altcoins tend to do better than Bitcoin, broadly speaking. When the delta is negative, which it has been since December 2021, altcoins underperform versus Bitcoin. Well, that just flipped above 1.1% for the first time since late 2021. He says, more confluence from my view that now is a relatively opportune moment to be overweight altcoins versus Bitcoin. Again, obviously there are lags here due to the data that is released, but still interesting, more confluence for our hopeful thesis here. Coming up for a MACD daily bull cross here on the others chart as well. Has bounced off this key support down here. And even though it's well below all the major moving averages, that can turn real quick if we start building up some momentum from this MACD bull cross that's potentially about to play out down here on the daily. Litecoin, brutal rejection from the trend line right here. We talked about that yesterday. Actually came back down to 118. I'm not a buyer yet. See what plays out for the inflation later. I'm probably just going to sit out. Not in any trades until we see what the inflation data is. Now, if you're really confident that the inflation is going to come in expectation or cooler, then obviously, go long, man. But I could see picking up some more Litecoin around 112. Now, I'm not buying spot. That would be on a leverage trade. But I'll keep an eye on that. We'll see how it plays out over the next 24 hours or so. Cardano here as well. Not looking too bad today, actually. You guys asked about this chart yesterday, so I'm kind of keeping an this it. Still right here bumping into this downtrend line in the 20-day EMA. You get back over 80 cents at the 20-day EMA. Crypto could this crypto coin Cardano could start moving. By the way, if you're not signed up to the newsletter yet, go sign up to the newsletter. It's awesome. It's free. 150,000 people a week read it. You could be one of those people. Let's drink some water. Hydrate, guys. Hydrate. Come on. You are mostly water, so put more in. Makes sense. All right, here we go. That's good stuff. That's good stuff, guys. Oh, this is a good question. Where did it go? Lark, with so many people getting rugged in this altcoin season to dilute with countless shitcoins, do you think investors will double down even more on Bitcoin next cycle? Maybe. Look, there's always going to be money made on altcoins, especially with some of the bigger altcoins, the ones that have fuller dilution and stuff like that. There's a lot of opportunities like Phantom IOTA. These are older coins with new sort of rebrands and new technology, which might be worth paying attention to because they have basically fully diluted supplies. So, get stuff like that. But that inflation thing is nuts, man. I was looking today, I think Celestia, somebody's asking about that yesterday. Celestia is going to have its supply, like 34% of its supply unlocks next month or in a few weeks. I don't remember the exact date, but holy shit. That's a lot of coins, man. That's a lot of coins. And you got to remember, pre-sale investors or seed investors are still up 3,000x or some shit like that. They bought in for less than a penny. So like, yeah. Anyway, look, people are always going to buy altcoins because they move faster than Bitcoin. They mostly underperform versus Bitcoin, but at certain periods, they do outperform versus Bitcoin. Okay? Like if you had bought in it, it's finding a needle in a haystack sometimes. Most of these things are absolute total garbage. Okay, you have to keep it real. But if you'd bought Solana versus Bitcoin at the end of 2022, you've outperformed Bitcoin by a 3 to 4x factor, right? But not most coins did that. Would you hold everything if there's no rally until May? I mean, I'm holding currently. If there's no rally until May, fine. For me, fine. I don't know what you should do, Juan, but for me, I'm holding, man. I'm chilling. If there's no rally till May, so be it. I got nothing else to do. Wait, be fine. But when we get a decent rally in the market, I'm definitely taking some increased amount of altcoins off the table. And like I said, I still think that sell in May and go away could still be a real thing. Now, if we don't get a rally until May and we rally all summer, obviously that changes things. I can't predict the future, what's going to happen in 3 or 4 months. Just this is sort of based on current thoughts. Lark, what's going on with MoMates? What an absolute shit show they got going on over there, man. I don't know. Their website's been down for like a week. I guess they've been trying to get it back up, but holy crap. And then I guess there was an investor unlock yesterday, but there's like very low volume, very low liquidity. So that just tanked the charts another 20, 30%. I mean, look, AI coins have been pretty wrecked, and they came out at a relatively inopportune time, basically at the end of the AI hype. I still think the platform's got some good potential going forward, but it's hard to argue with the current situation of the price being wrecked beyond belief. And, it's not a great look not getting your website back up in a very short amount of time. Like, get the website back up, guys. Holy shit. So anyway, continuing. Sui means water in Cantonese or some shit. The more you know. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, where are we up to? Do you think this cycle will be dragged out? You know what? Very well may. Very well may, man. Again, and that's based on M2 predictions, right? Some analysts are predicting that we could see global M2 supply pump into Q1 2026, which if that's the case, markets might pump longer than people expect, which catches everybody offside. Everybody's trying to sell and the markets pump up again because the economy is too damn strong and the M2 supply is going up. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't think the market cycle's over. I think very far from it. I know a lot of people have been hurting recently. Your altcoin bags are down. Your meme coins are slaughtered. I get it. It's been tough recently the last few weeks, but this is nothing out of the ordinary for a crypto market cycle. I think back to 2021, and man, there's actually, why do we choose to invest in this market? I was thinking about this the other day. Like, I feel like I really want to start investing a lot more money in like stocks and stuff. 17 days straight up for Facebook stocks, by the way. Shit. More money. I already got a big stock portfolio, but more money in stocks, man. Crypto is a hard game. It's you basically in crypto eat shit for years on end, for a few weeks, a year, basically, maybe a couple months a year if you're lucky, of outperformance versus the stock markets and stuff like that. Now, Bitcoin's a different thing. We're not talking about Bitcoin here. Bitcoin, of course, great long-term hold, fantastic, beats the S&P 500. Okay, fine, it's a different story. But all these altcoins, we are just gluttons for punishment, man. That's what it comes down to. Lark, why did Chainlink peak in May 2021 while most other altcoins peaked late November? Great question. Don't know. Don't have a good answer for that. Some coins just have different hype cycles, right? Chainlink was very hyped up in May, didn't get the same hype leading into November. So it's an interesting question, but that being said, I think we will see some good price action again for Chainlink. The fundamentals have literally never been better. Lark, are you proud of me? I'm over on arbitrary. Oh my gosh, you nerd, Scott. Scott, you nerd, put your nerd glasses back on. You're governing the Arbitrum protocol. Oh my gosh. Oh, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. John from New Zealand, what's up, man? How's it going? A lot of my bags are down. Do you think I should buy more to bring the average price down? Look, I cannot tell you what to do with your money, first and foremost, okay? I don't know what kind of bags you're holding. Maybe you're holding some absolute dog shit that you absolutely should not be doubling down on. But if we're talking about like top coins, you got some Bitcoin, you got some Solana, maybe some other big, layer ones, you got some Sui, some Aptos, whatever, okay? Maybe doubling down on some of those bags makes sense at current prices if you are of the belief, like me, that the market cycle is not over. Okay, dollar cost averaging, and especially on redder days, redder periods, usually not a bad idea for those higher conviction bags, right? But you'll know which ones I'm talking about here, because some of those coins that you're holding, their chances of recovery are pretty slim. I mean, some of these meme coins, I don't know, Peanut the squirrel, the dead squirrel from months ago, is that really going to make a big comeback and rush up to billions of dollars again? Moodang, the baby hippo. It's been months. That thing must be fat and stinky by now. Is it really so cute anymore? Are we really going to run that up to billions of dollars again? I have my doubts. Now, not to say that there are not some cult meme coins like Pepe, for example, that can do really well moving forward. Sure. But needle in a haystack. Okay. Okay. Let's catch up in the chat here. April, May top theory doesn't seem possible now. I think it still absolutely seems possible. The question is, will it happen? Okay, remember, if I think back to, let's actually open a chart because I think it's going to give you an interesting idea for what we're talking about here. Let's go back to the way yonder back times of 2021. There we go. Look at that. February, man. So let's have a look at this chart right here. This is a Bitcoin price chart here. Okay. So we ran up here, 27 December, we ran up beyond the all-time highs in late November up to 9 Jan, $42,000, pull back to $28,000. Okay. Run it back up again. Okay. Crypto's dead right here. Run it back up again to $58,000. Pull back in February from 58 all the way down to $43,000. Okay. Huge drop, 40% drop or something like that. Crypto's dead once again. A few weeks later, we grind higher, get up to another new all-time high. Crypto's dead again in March, grind up higher, get another new all-time high. And these are substantial movements that happened off of the low price ranges, right? Here, this is a 40% move. This is a 30% move here. So very big moves can happen in a very short amount of time. And let's bring up the others chart here. Let's see where that is back in the day. Because I think, again, it's very important to think about these things. Here you can see here. So this is February. So we got up to a high of $193 billion, dumped down 40% for the total outside of the top 10, right? To $125 billion before, of course, we then surge once again in price in a very short amount of time. This is from February until May 10th. We went up 235% in that period of time. Now let's just extrapolate what would happen if we go up a similar level from now. Now, I'm not saying it's the most likely scenario or that's guaranteed to happen or anything like that. This is just, some food for thought here on what could play out if we were to go up 200%. What's crazy is we only get back to just the highs of December, which is, of course, we are down pretty brutally, right? Oh, sorry, that's 70%. 70% back to the highs. And then if we want to go up 200%, which is what happened last time, takes up to 800 billion. So that same move, percentage-wise, if it were to happen between now and, let's say, May 10th, would be exactly in line with what we saw in 2021. Now, I'm not saying there's a guarantee it's going to happen, but just, food for thought here. It's what can happen and exactly what happened before. Okay? Just FYI. But it's a good question. It's an interesting question. Lark, what do you think is best? Keep my alts and hope for the best, or put everything in BTC and be happy with the BTC? Pal said no QE, so don't know if alts will shine. Rick, we talked about a lot of that stuff at the start of the video. We don't necessarily need quantitative easing. It would be nice, but we don't need QE for crypto to pump. We don't. Bitcoin just got to $100,000 under quantitative tightening. Okay? The economy is doing strong. People have jobs. Inflation so far has not gone insane. Things are generally pretty good. Global liquidity thought to rise throughout all of the M2 supply, thought to rise throughout all of 2025. Credits likely to heat up, all that kind of stuff. So we don't need QE. Now, in terms of you selling everything and putting into Bitcoin, I have no idea, Rick. I don't know what you're holding. I don't know what your bags look like. Are you deeply in profit on some coins and you're sick of holding all this high volatility stuff and you just want to have some peace of mind and just put it into Bitcoin? You're happy to get, a 10x over the next 10 years. Yeah, maybe that's the right play for you, man. Or you just kind of feeling that pain right now because shit, it's been hard recently, right? Volatility just, it will wreck you, man. It drags on your brain too. You see things go down. You're like, I could have sold at the all-time highs. I'm such an idiot. I get it. I know. I've been there. So I don't know. I can't tell you what to do with your coins, but it depends on what you have. Again, that same conversation we had a few minutes ago here. Some of those coins you're holding are probably absolute dog shit and probably aren't going to come back realistically. You know which coins I'm talking about here. And then some of those coins that you're holding, well, they might go on to new all-time highs. There's a lot of coins that did very similar things. And actually, you know what? Let's look at an example here. I think it's worthwhile to do. Where's our old Solana chart at here? Okay, Solano. Let's go back and look at the 2021 chart here. Solano. It's great indication of, you know, what can happen here. Okay, so just again, I don't know what coins you're holding, but just food for thought. When the market cycle starts moving towards a broader risk attitude towards altcoins, which does not require quantitative easing, by the way. Anyway, let's have a look here. So let's go back to the yonder years. Okay, this is right here, December 2020. Okay, we grind up here. You can see, look at the volatility here. This is Solana, right? This is Solana. Look at some of the volatility on this thing. Now we hit a peak in May. Price then proceeds to drop 70%. Okay. So even if you top blasted here, you still made money later on. But let's say you got a perfect bottom entry. Okay, great. Then it goes up another 1,000%. Even if you top blasted, you still made 350, 400%. Okay. So huge volatility along the way, obviously. But when altcoins really start moving, Okay. And that's the thing to remember. All ARK needs is water. That's true. It's true. Hydrate, guys. Hydrate. Do you think you ever see $70,000, sub $70,000 Bitcoin again? Anything is possible in this market. But man, if we see sub 70K Bitcoin, oh, it's going to be like an extinction level event for most altcoins, man. It'd be brutal. Brutal. My portfolio is down about 15% right now. You're doing pretty good. A lot of people are down really, really bad right now. Okay. So if you're only down 10 to 15%, it's not that crazy. Is Forex a real expectation? I have absolutely no idea what you're holding. So I can't tell you if Forex is a real expectation or not. I have no idea. But if we get, for example, the others to truly surge by 200% from its current levels, which is what happened in 2021, and obviously history does not repeat, et cetera, et cetera. By the way, risk statement down below in the description with my portfolio disclosures. You can lose all your money investing in crypto. Don't forget that. Plus all my coins, you can see down there what I hold. Okay. But a Forex expectation, if you're holding like some top altcoins, it's probably not that crazy. If the market does go up by 100 or 200%, it's actually not nuts at all. Okay. If you're just holding Bitcoin, Forex this cycle, I don't know, man. My target's been between $200,000 and $250,000 as a pico top price for Bitcoin. So that's not going to get you a Forex. Okay, one or two more questions here, guys. We're going to finish up. I will sell my car if Bitcoin at $70,000. That's what I'm talking about, man. Lark, what do you think about Near? I like Near, hardworking team, AI-focused blockchain, doesn't get anywhere near the love that it should, but it's also one of the most used blockchains by daily transaction volume and stuff like that. So, you know, it's worth paying attention. I own it, by the way. It's in my portfolio. You can see portfolio disclosures down below. Is the top really to come, or do we already have it, or are we just eating hopium? Actual tangible evidence, it is not. Look, we've shared gargantuan levels over the past few weeks of different charts, of different ideas, different macro factors that show we're probably most likely just mid-cycle. Okay. Now, $109,000 could have been a local top for a little bit. It's always possible. Market can remain irrational longer than people can stay sane or solvent, obviously. And we could chop sideways longer than people expect, even though we have, you know, enough confluence to say that we still could see a very good like March, April, right? but we get no guarantees in these markets. And seasonality is one of those things that rhymes, but rhymes not history repeating, right? So yeah, I don't think the top's in. I could be wrong, lose a bunch of money. Say it wouldn't be the first time, but I still think the best days of this market cycle are ahead of us. Okay, from everything that I see and everything we share here on the channel, I try to give you guys a lot of information so you can make the best decisions for yourselves, right? I try to talk about the macro stuff so we can understand that. Talk about the on-chain indicators, talk about the technical indicators, talk about the social sentiment, all this kind of stuff so that you guys can understand what's going on, have the best information to make the decisions for yourself and your portfolios, okay? I'm just a dude on the internet. At the end of the day, I'm not here clicking the buttons for you. You got to make those decisions for yourself. And as I said before, if you're somebody who truly believes the top is in, then you should probably be all in cash and just waiting on the sideline. What the hell are you even doing watching crypto videos? But if you don't believe the top is in and you believe the best days of this market cycle are ahead of us, as I do, then, well, we got a lot more excitement to come, in my opinion. Just fixing my Solana chart there. Okay, one last question we're going to finish up for today. Lark Sonic looking strong today. Haven't looked at the chart, but wouldn't fade Andre, man. I think he's got some stuff cooking. Lark, would you adopt me? I already got some kids, man, but I guess I appreciate that. Appreciate the offer. Lark, thanks for being a mentor. Appreciate it. Appreciate the nice comments, guys. Ski will bounce back to the moon. Definitely a lot of people got excited about one. Caspa, that's it. That's the post. I have no idea about Caspa. I know we've done like a few X posts and stuff, you know, educational stuff, talking about what Caspa is doing, but man, I have not really dived into it. It's never got me super excited, I guess, from the research that I've done. I also think we're not done yet. Lark, I also want to be adopted. Lark, how to meet up in Dubai. You know, I was thinking about maybe we'll do like some drinks or something around Token 2049. I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, that's just a thought. We haven't decided on anything yet, but maybe we'll do some meetup around there, community meetup. By the way, you're in Dubai, man. You should go. There's lots of great conferences all the time. And if you know, just a shout out to everybody, just in general. If you're in crypto, there are so many great ways to get involved in crypto. Go to conferences, go to local meetups, have community around you, because going the game alone can be tough and boring and difficult. And I hope that you get some sense of community out of these live streams. I certainly love them, and I love talking to you guys. I have a good time doing it. So I hope that you enjoy them, but also try to find some community locally. You know, people you meet in real life, you know, Telegram groups and shit like that. It's just not the same, man. It's just not. Okay, it just gets you stuck on your screens more. And it's just, it's interaction that's devoid of authenticity, right? You don't know who the other person on. Oh, there's a cartoon llama there. That's who I'm going to talk to. No, you can meet some real people in real life, man. Build a group of people around you, and that group of investors you build around you. And I know a lot of people are in the situation where they're around, maybe you're around people who don't invest. You're around people who have bad money habits, who have bad money attitudes. If you can find that local group, and if there's not one, fucking start one. Be the change you want to see in the world, right? Get out there and start a group. Say, hey, we're going to meet up here every, you know, Sunday night at 5 o'clock for a beer, and we're going to talk crypto, and who wants to come? Put it out there. Maybe you'll meet some people. Okay, so build that community, look for that community, especially an in real life community. And not everybody's going to have that available for them, but you can go to conferences too and meet people. Man, you've made so many cool connections at conferences. I love it. It's such a cool vibe going to those sort of events. So if you can afford it and you can afford to take a few days off work and go to a conference, go to a conference. They're happening all the time, all over the world. Make that next leap, and it'll bring you even deeper into this asset class and into this world of crypto, and opportunities will start opening themselves up for you in a way that you hadn't imagined before. Anyway, we're rambling. We're going to finish up there for today, guys. You guys are awesome. Thanks so much. I'll see you back next stream. Peace.